Welcome to Science Made Easy by Teacher G. In today's discussion, we're going to discuss ionic bond formation. So I hope everyone will learn and enjoy this lesson. Salt, water, and carbon dioxide are just some examples of substances which were produced by the process called chemical bonding. Chemical bonding happens when two or more different atoms or molecules combine. The chemical bonding can be classified into two. These are ionic bonding and covalent bonding. In this episode, we will discover how ionic bond formation takes place. So what is ionic bonding? Ionic bonding is a type of chemical bonding which is being formed when two different charged ions combine. These ions could be a cation, an atom or molecule with a net positive charge, or an ion which is an atom or molecule with a net negative charge. In our example, the cation is sodium because it has a charge of positive 1, while the anion is chlorine because it has a negative charge of 1. The ionic bonding usually happens between a metal and a nonmetal. In this case, the sodium is the metal and the chlorine is the nonmetal. The nonmetal loses electrons while the nonmetal gains electrons. Thus, the ionic bonding is characterized by transferring of electrons. So how does ionic bonding form? Let us take example of sodium and chlorine. In this example, we're going to solve for the electron configuration, the valence electron, the lead structure, the number of protons and electrons, and to determine the ions. The electron configuration of sodium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, while the chlorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, and 3p5. The valence electron of sodium is 1 since there is only one electron located at the outermost shell, while the valence electron of chlorine is 7. This is because there are 7 electrons located at the outermost shell. After we have solved the valence electron of sodium and chlorine, we're going to write the lead structure of sodium and chlorine. Lead stands for Lewis electron dot structure. In writing the lead structure of a particular atom, we have to consider number 1, the chemical symbol which represent the nucleus and inner electron, and the dot which represent the valence electron. Since sodium has one valence electron, we're going to add one dot beside the chemical symbol of Na. Now you may add two dots, that would be the maximum per side of a chemical symbol, either on the right, left, top, or bottom. Now for chlorine, since chlorine has 7 valence electrons, we're going to add 7 dots around the chemical symbol of chlorine. Following the octet rule, an atom is only stable if it has 8 valence electrons at the outermost shell, or in short, if its valence electron is said to be 8. So let us analyze whether sodium and chlorine are stable. Now, since sodium has 1 valence electron, following the octet rule, it is not stable. Since chlorine has 7 valence electrons, it is not also stable. Now, for sodium and chlorine to become stable, one of them has to give its electron and one of them has to receive electron. Since sodium has one valence electron, it is easier for sodium to give its electron to chlorine than to gain 7 electrons from the chlorine. Now, since chlorine has 7 valence electron, it is easier for chlorine to receive 1 electron from sodium than to give its 7 electrons to the sodium. Now, how do we know whether a particular atom will give its electron or a particular atom will receive electron? If the valence electron of a particular atom is ranging from 1 to 3, it tends to give its electron. But if the valence electron of a particular atom is ranging from 5, 6, 7, it tends to receive electron. Aside from that, if the atom is a metal, it tends to give its electron. And if the atom is a non-metal, it tends to receive electrons. After the sodium has give its electron to chlorine, the number of protons and its electrons are not equal. The number of protons in sodium is 11 and the number of electrons is 10. Now, because of this unequal number of protons and electrons in sodium, the sodium now becomes Na positive 1 or a cation. This is because the number of protons in sodium is greater than 1 compared to its electron. For chlorine, the number of protons is 17 and the number of electrons is 18. Now, the chlorine becomes negative 1. This is because the number of electrons in chlorine is greater than 1 compared to its proton, which is 17. Since the sodium becomes Na positive 1 and chlorine becomes Cl negative 1, the law of attraction applies here. So according to the law of attraction, opposite charges attract, same charges repel. Thus, the sodium and chlorine combine. This type of chemical bonding is known as ionic bonding due to the formation of ions. Let us have another example, magnesium and oxygen. The atomic number of magnesium is 12 and the atomic number of oxygen is 8. The electron configuration of magnesium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. And the electron configuration of oxygen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. The valence electron of magnesium is 2, and the valence electron of oxygen is 6. So let us now draw the Lewis electron dot structure of both magnesium and oxygen. The magnesium has 2 valence electrons, thus we're going to add 2 dots around the chemical symbol of magnesium. And since oxygen has 6 valence electrons, we're going to add 6 dots around the chemical symbol of oxygen. Since magnesium has 2 valence electrons, it is easier for magnesium to give its 2 valence electron to oxygen. Aside from that, magnesium is metal. Now, since oxygen has 6 valence electrons, it is easier for oxygen to receive electron from the other atom. Aside from that, oxygen is a nonmetal. After the magnesium transfer its electrons to oxygen, the number of protons and electrons in magnesium are not equal anymore. There are more protons found in magnesium compared to its electron. Thus, the magnesium becomes Mg positive 2. It means there are more protons compared to its electron by 2. Now, for oxygen, the number of protons is 8 and the number of electrons is 10. There are more electrons found in oxygen compared to its proton. Thus, the oxygen becomes O negative 2. Since the magnesium becomes Mg positive 2 and oxygen becomes O negative 2, the law of attraction applies here. So the magnesium and oxygen ion will combine, forming an ionic bonding. I hope you learned a lot from our discussion for today about the ionic bond formation. See you next time. This is Teacher G on Science Made Easy.